blogger Milagro Cooper guilty of defaming rapper Megan Thee Stallion during the trial. Her legal name, by the way, is Megan Pete. She testified that Cooper participated in this targeted and coordinated social media campaign to harass, intimidate, and defame her in concert with rapper Tory Lanez, who was convicted of shooting and injuring her back in 2020. Legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer here once again as we sort of read through what's happened here. Brian, what do we know?
Yeah, so Milagro Cooper was found liable, not guilty. This is a civil case for 3 different claims: defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and something that's unique to Florida, and that's using those deep fake adult pictures of Megan Thee Stallion that were fake in AI. Now, overall, we're seeing, as you kind of break it down, it's a total of $75,000 in damages. Megan Thee Stallion never listed how much she was actually looking for in this case, but that's a number that the jury came up with. But here's a bit of the twist, and probably is more interesting to us in the media. One of the questions that the jurors were interested or tasked to decide is whether or not Cooper is what's called a media defendant, a blogger who acts more like you, Kira, like a person in the media. And they were kind of mixed in that decision. So now it's going to go to the judge to decide whether or not Cooper is a media defendant. And the way that affects, one, how bloggers operate going forward is going to be one thing, but it also affects Megan Thee Stallion, because if this is a media defendant, then they were not given the proper notice, and that defamation lawsuit could actually be thrown out. Or the defamation claim, just the claim, not the other two.
All right, Brian, thank you. We can always count.
Hello, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? What is going on, man? Shoot, Mega just won. Ooh, yo, what's going on? Hello. Yo, a grand jury in Miami has ruled in favor of Megan Thee Stallion and her lawsuit against blogger Milagro Cooper, also known as Milagro Gramz. Man, it's crazy, man. It is crazy, man. It's just beef in hip hop from every angle. Meg just won a little, she's probably spent more on the case to fight the case than she has received. Cause the jury awarded her $75,000 before Judge Cecilia Altonaga reduced the amount to $59,000. So it was gonna be 75, then it reduced to 59. So I mean, that's just being petty, or maybe also she's fighting for her name, fighting for existence in hip hop, man. She just been getting a lot of hate, man. Very surprising to see that she won. A lot of people didn't really think that she deserved to win, but I'm gonna try to be very, very cautious in this situation here, because it's crazy, man. I think she been attacking, and she been being attacked, rightfully so, because there's a man in right now you got Tory Lanez in jail, and a lot of people really don't believe that it was him that did the shooting. As far as for me, I couldn't even tell you, because these people was drunk. So everybody drunk, and this situation really, that's just, I look at it on a point where it's like, Tory's in jail because Tory is in jail because he didn't speak up. He didn't speak up for himself. Tory was holding on to this code, and I respect the code. And I can't say, like, who am I to disagree to say somebody is wrong for using certain codes or right for using other codes. So, one thing I would say is he chose, Tory Lanez shows his bad, you know what I'm saying? So he has to lie in it, but at the same time, it's like, wow, man, like, is this man went to jail and end up being stabbed for something he actually did not do? That would be diabolical. But as of this point, Meg is still claiming it. Meg was caught up in a few lies at some point, where she at first she said she didn't mess with this dude, and then later on she revealed that she actually do. Again, I cannot judge. I can't, because I'm not in the space. I'm not in her space. I can't say what I would do and how I would do it, because everybody react different in different situations. So we just look at it from a standpoint of, okay, this is what happened. This is what we see. This is what happened. So now we're looking at it, and then it's just crazy because this is, the grand jury, the federal jury, they looked at months of online attacks, man. They looked at the screens, live streams, and accusation, and decided that, Megan Thee Stallion was telling the truth. She was telling the truth in this aspect, and not in the Tory Lanez trial. Let's get that clear. Not in the Tory Lanez trial, but this is all about, I believe a few defamation and lies and trying to drag her name online, and which she's a star, so she has to keep her name clean. Not in the Tory Lanez trial, so we can't claim nothing on that. This time, man, it was her case. It was her case, her lawsuit, her chance to fight back. She won, man. She fought back and won, man. And I think this might set precedent for her, because it seems like she has been losing her peoples, because her trajectory seems like it was gonna be out of here at one point, but right after this Tory Lanez thing happened, her being shot, she's a victim. Her being hurt she's a victim. So at the same time, it's like, once now they finding out, oh man, the wrong man is in jail, or the potentially somebody not, committing a crime and being in jail, especially a black man. This hits home for a lot of people in America and, elsewhere, this is deeper than just Meg and Milagro and all this. This is deeper. This is deep-rooted stuff where black males used to get hung, for things they didn't do, just for looking at something like a white woman or something. So this is bigger than Meg. So Meg probably do not get the situation at this point. But yeah, this is deeper than Meg. But at the same time, a lot of people, I've heard a few people say like, yo, Meg may not have known who actually did the shooting. She just knows she was on the other side of the streets and she got shot, and the other two people that was on the other side was them two. So now a friend and a boyfriend or ex, whatever it is, like, so they so allegedly, though, the word is all of them was clapping, but one, separately. Everybody was doing their thing separately, but then, once the friend found out, then that's when all hell break loose. Typical hood, female, and not even just hood, man. That's everywhere, man. Typical, just beautiful people doing beautiful things and doing ugly things after, for real. But anyways, man, this is the full breakdown, man, of the Megan Thee Stallion and the Milagro Cooper story, man. The story, it's crazy. The blogger, she went head to toe with the, global superstar, and ended up in, and losing the federal verdict, man. After the Tory Lanez shot Megan in 2020, social media turned into a war zone, man. Blogs, YouTubers, podcasters, everyone had an opinion, man. They all did. But one voice got louder than the rest is Milagro Gramz, man. She didn't just cover the case, man. She accused Megan of committing a felony. She claimed Megan lying under oath. She claimed, it's a lot of crazy things, man. She just kept claiming things on her. But a lot of things that people may not understand or may not know is that Milagro Gramz, I mean, she's from the area. I don't know if they from like closely, from the same spot, but they from the same. She's from out there where, I believe Megan is from Houston, Texas, wherever it is, wherever they at. Milagro is from out that way. So, of course, but that's why it's always, it always get dirty once you dealing with people that that's from your area. I've heard Boozy said it many times. Rappers die in their own towns, and people in their own towns hate rappers or hate whoever is successful. I don't know if it's a hate. I don't know. It's a great concept. It's a great ideology, but at the same time, it's just when it's beef, you beef with somebody, you know they know how to hurt you, and they're gonna hurt you well, and they're gonna try. And I believe that's what occurred on this one. But at the same time, you got this girl who's trying to appear that she had beef with Meg as well, you know, just throwing mad shade online. And at that point, Meg had to fight back. It appeared to be. She claimed Meg lied under oath. She claimed Meg deceived the court. She claimed, she called her a non-credible witness. And in the eyes of the law, that crossed the line. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely. So Megan sued. You know, a lot of people don't know, but Megan got the heavy hitters behind her. So she got her lawyer. She got the paper, and she got everything right. And she just like, okay, you want to fight? I don't think Milagro really was ready for this type of fight. You know, I don't think she know exactly what she was facing when she was facing what she was facing, because Meg is dealing. You got Rock Nation behind her. She's the next to get out of here in terms of like superstardom. She's beautiful. She's, you know what I mean. She's earned her spot, spitting rhymes. Sexually active, doing her thing, looking beautiful, sexy. We can't even judge her. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to disagree? You know what I mean? She's a beautiful woman who confident with her sexuality. Hey, do your thing, ma. Do your thing. But then that's when the words comes out. And like I said, I don't believe Milagro. I don't think she was ready for this type of fight. So this is when she wasn't ready. And that's when, she was not ready, man. That's when things just got heavy for her, because now you talking about this wasn't the state case. We're not dealing with the state case. We're talking about federally. We're talking about this wasn't a small claims, and either. It's a nice little change, especially for somebody like Milagro. I don't know how much money she's getting or she has. This was a federal lawsuit in Miami. Judge Cecilia Altonaga, presiding. That's a jury of 5 men and 4 women. They sat down with one question. You know what I'm saying? Did Milagro Cooper defame, Megan Thee Stallion? They didn't hesitate. You know what I'm saying? They said she defamed her. She caused her damage. Her statement were false. That's why, man, you gotta be careful, especially talking about certain people, man. You can't be talking bad about people, and if it's false, it's false, man. Like people would just spread rumors and just think that it's just like that. You could just do it. No. People with money will come back at you. Why you lie? You know what I'm saying? I remember, why you lie? And then, things got worse for Cooper, man. The jury, the jury found two more things. They found 2 more things. She caused emotional distress. She promoted an altered sexual image of Megan Thee Stallion without her consent. Milagro was she was malicious. She was being malicious in this. And this is woman fighting, and we going down, we hitting low, whatever it is, however they're gonna do it, she gonna do it. And I respect I respect it. War is war, man. Love is love, and nothing fair in love and war, right? I mean, they went at it, and now, Megan like, okay, you wanna play? We're gonna play. Now she like, we're gonna go to court. Let's see what happens. Boom. Those 3, a lot of people expected $1 million judgment because I'm sure, I'm sure Megan had to spend more than $100,000 just to get this thing going, whatever. People was expecting $1 million judgment, but that didn't happen though. That didn't happen. Here, the real breakdown straight from the verdict, man. $15,000 was for the defamation, $8,000 for emotional stress, $50,000 for the altered image claim, $2,000 in total and punitive damages. The jury initially awarded $75,000. Then the judge Altonaga, stepped in and adjusted the numbers down to $59,000. Not life-destroying money, but far from a win for Cooper, man. Now Cooper lost, man. This at the president's, man. You just can't be talking about people. You can't, just because you're a blogger, you can't just lie about people. And it's sad, man. You know what I'm saying? The jury reviewed Milagro's statement and live stream. They looked at how she framed Megan, what she repeated, what she implied, and how often she said it. This wasn't one post. This wasn't one video. The jury concluded she acted with personal interest. You know what I'm saying? Not journalism. Okay, you see that? Journalism. Journalism. You could be a journalist, man. Journalist, you could be a journalist, but it's how you do it. You got to know how to do certain things. You acted with personal interest. She wasn't neutral. She wasn't reporting news. So you could report the news. So basically, these are lessons too, because it's telling you like, okay, don't just come out there and just saying anything you want to say. If you're gonna report something, report it. This is what happened, and that's it. And you know, she was pushing a narrative, and she should have known allegations were false. And once those boxes was checked, man, oh man, the verdict was automatic. Milagro doesn't go to jail though. You know what I'm saying? This is civil, not criminal. But judgment is real, man. The judgment is real. The judgment is real. That $59,000, it must be paid, man. Must be paid. Must be paid. The fine and the liability is real. The debt is real, and the message is loud, man. Yo, Megan sent the message, and now watch out, watch out. She got one win. Watch out. Who's the next person gonna be on that? gonna be next, man. You know, if you accuse someone of a felony in front of millions of people, you better be able to prove it. You better be. That's basically what that is, man. Megan walked out, you know, of the courtroom, silent, smiles, and no celebration, but she won, you know, a clean sweep. You know, this was her second time facing the courtroom, you know, connected to Tory Lanez case, and the second time the fact came out on her side again, man. So she she won, man. Yo, that's crazy though. That tells you, man. That tells you that this thing is not a game. This is not a game. Nobody. She is not playing with nobody. She's willing to go take it all the way. And a lot of people think that she probably spent maybe close to $1 million to get a win, and I respect it, and I respect it. So that means she's ready to go. She's ready to go. She's on go at all times. She calling people. She don't want to be bullied anymore. And I respect it. You know, she came with a darker question. Not that she lied, but was this harassment stream and outrageous? That's a high legal bar, man. Courts don't give emotional distress claims easily, man. And that's a big win. Like I was saying, it's a big win. But in this case, the jury said yes, because for years, the live stream, the tweets, the commentary, the suggestions, you know what I mean? The suggestions, the conspiracies, the constant personal attacks, these things, they look at it like, yo, you shouldn't even be on that type of time. Why you, what's up with you and Tory Lanez? Like, y'all got something going on? Why is you running down on her? This is personal, opinions that were a pattern, a pattern aimed at undermining, Megan's credibility day after day, during one of the most traumatic moments of her life. The jury said that Cooper conduct was, intentional, reckless, harmful. As female, she's going hard, you know what I mean? But we don't know what the beef is, but it doesn't matter. Once you start speaking about somebody who has some money in front of millions of dollars, now you're gonna have to pay for what you say, pay for what you say. The kind, the kind that it goes on beyond, man. It goes on beyond criticism, beyond commentary. It was cruelty, man. They awarded $8,000 for the emotional harm, man. Yo, $8,000 for a little bit of emotional harm. Like, shoot, I'll take it, man. Not a huge number, but the number, man. The meaning is huge, man. The meaning behind the number is huge. The meaning behind it, man. They recognized it was pain inflicted, So words, man, can inflict you. You remember they used to say, but word can hit you, sticks and stone will break you. Now that's back in the days. Nowadays, man, the words, man, they will inflict you. They will beat you more than than anything else, man. The courtroom changed, man. They changed again when they reached count 3. This was about an altered sexual depiction. I think that one right there, they really don't not like that one. That one right there, they really was upset. because they don't like how, you know, how she was able to alter some type of, you know, insinuate that she has some type of, you know, sexually video or even pictures or whatever of her, and come on now, it got dirty. You could tell it got dirty. But in the case, you know, once you do something like that, then they can get you. So that's lessons to learn, because that's things people probably didn't know, and now that you looking at it, be like, oh shoot, this is certain things you cannot do. You know, this was a manipulated image of Megan that was posted online without her consent. The jury was asked, did Cooper, you know, this Miss Cooper willfully or maliciously promote this altered image? The answer, they say yeah. They pretty much say yeah. No hesitation, no debate. They awarded the $50,000. You see this? It's crazy, man. The $50,000 for that count alone, man. That was the biggest. I think that one right there was the biggest part of the whole case. Everything else was there, but that one right there, I think the courts do not like certain things like that where people is doing stuff, and especially, you know, sexually, you know, because I think that's a different situation. And what do y'all think, man? Because it's so crazy, man. But you know how, you know, as a performer, man, you know, Meg is sexually like out there, you know, as a performer though. Like when she performing, you know, it's different as opposed to somebody altering you know, it's just, it's crazy, man. But anyways, I can't even, I don't know who, I'm not gonna be on nobody's side, because I think you can, you know, Meg been definitely speaking out like, yo, you know, she been traumatized, she been in pain, she, you know, things of that nature. But I'm looking at it like, man, Meg, like, yo, you, yeah, did she bring that to herself? I don't know. I can't even say that. It just kind of like, yo, man, she's definitely, I'm sure at this point in her life, like, she probably questioning, man, do I really want this? Because that, it seemed like she been punished for being a good rapper and trying to rap, you know what I mean, like getting her thing on, you know what I mean. So she you know, she got defamed, you know, humiliated, you know. There's a difference, man. There's a difference. The jury saw it clearly, man. They saw it clearly when the math was done, man. You know, like I said, man, the math was done on it. It's just $15,000 defamation, $8,000 emotional distress, $50,000 altered depiction, and $2,000 punitive, you know, damages, man, $75,000 in total. But you know, like the judge, you know, the judge, I don't know, why would she bring it down? But she probably looked at it like, that. Maybe the judge like, yeah, that's you females being females, we'll give you this, but man, take this $59,000. You know you don't even need that $59,000. You know, but you know, who am I to disagree? You know, who am I to say that Meg didn't need it? You know, it's not $1 million, but hey, you know, Meg kept it brief though. You know what I'm saying? Meg kept it brief. She didn't give the media a show, didn't talk, didn't smile, didn't, you know, she was done. That's it right there. And I think she's probably got some people on her team nowadays who's telling her, yeah, just stay quiet, because you know, you people could sue you, people will use your word against you. And I think that's what happened with her, you know. So learning, and you'll be surprised. This is, you know, it's crazy, man. Like, you know, back in the days, man, you know, when you had stars or when you had people who was in the limelight, you barely really heard from them. And it was and I never understood that until now, because it's like, your words is more powerful when you in the spotlight, because your words can be used against you and make you look bad. Your words can be used against you to be sued. So it's almost like we need to go back to that part of that type of time where people actually, you know, live as like, okay, I'm a star, I can't be around everybody, I can't be speaking to everybody, I can't voice my opinion just like that, just because I want to. You know, her attorney, man, they added it wasn't a complete win for any side, but the paperwork said otherwise, because, you know, legally, you know, Megan won across all the boards, man. The verdict doesn't send anyone to jail. You know, like I said to y'all, you know, this is just it wasn't a criminal case, you know, but you know, the message was sent, you know, clear for anyone online, man. You can criticize celebrities, you can analyze the cases, you can doubt testimony, but the moment you present false criminal accusations as facts, you step into the land of, you know, lawsuits. The jury didn't punish commentary, they didn't punish false allegations, they punished reckless statements, they punished, you know, crossing the line. In doing so, they gave Megan, you know, something she hadn't, you know, gotten in years. Vindication, man. Yo, that's crazy, man. She did this thing for vindication. It's all about, really, man, because her life, you know, she's coming in and it's like, people, it's always saying, oh, you a liar, you are not telling the truth, we don't believe you. And at this point now, it's like she's vindicating herself again over the same exact case. And then, to be honest, this might be her third one, because to be honest, you know, Tory Lanez had a case which was dismissed, I believe, in the lower appellate court, where he was claiming that, you know, a lot of things didn't happen and this was lies and this and that. Well, nevertheless, he's still in jail because they didn't believe him. But Megan, they believe, you know what I'm saying? So she got her vindication going. You know, the jury has reached a unanimous verdict. No chaos, no shouting, just federal law, quiet, cold, you know, cold, sharp, you know, sliding the truth clean, you know what I mean? You know, Megan stood tall. Milagro stood still. She, you know, she lost. And for the first time in 5 years, the storyline, you know, it wasn't controlled by any social media. It wasn't controlled by by facts. It was verified, reviews, judged, and filed. You know, the case is closed. That's it, man. So, you know, we when anytime people, you know, go and win, you know what I'm saying, we say, all right, so she's a winner. She put one in the winning column, you know, and she winning. She, you know, she got her new whatever it is. Her and Clay doing her thing, and last I saw, yo, she had a little boat, you know, she ain't had the boat, but the boat was named after her, you know what I'm saying, and I respect it, man. Who am I to disagree, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's moving on. He like, shoot, let me get some of that Meg. Would I do the same? Probably. Who am I to disagree? She all right, you know, she doing her thing. I've seen her. I've never seen her, you know, personally, but seen her online. But she's flawless, man. She's flawless. She's doing her thing, you know. Music, you know, she do her thing. You know, pimp she is, you know. But hey, who am I to disagree? But you know, just let me know what y'all think, man. What y'all think? Do you think this right here will bring her back? You know what I mean? Will she get the respect now? Will people believe her more because she's been fighting, you know, fighting to get her truth going, for people to believe her? Vindication. She just got one vindication, and you know, this dude Tory Lanez is in jail, and I think a lot of people do not like that. But if the man shot the woman, come on now, brothers, sisters, and all type of people. Come on now, if he did the crime, he must do the time. But who am I to disagree if the man said he don't want to do the time? Who am I to disagree with anybody else to say, man, keep it gangster? I'm not gonna be the one who tell people, yo, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. But we respect all sides. We give great commentary just to let people know what's going on in the system. You know, Mag just won, and we applaud her for winning. You know, we applaud her to winning. Keep winning, keep looking beautiful, keep going. And then the funny thing is, man, Mag is still young, man. Mag is still young, so she's still trying to find herself. You know what I'm saying? Through the years, we'll see what's the difference, how things will go. You know, maybe at some point everything will be revealed. You know, because she already said she's telling the truth, but a lot of people don't believe it. But we don't know. We can't even, you know, accuse her of telling lies, because hey, she's been able to prove her point, her story in every courtroom. So for that, we congratulate the winner, And we tell Tory Lanez to stay cool, stay cool, stay straight, and let's go, for the next go round. Hopefully they give him a pardon or something, a state pardon. Very, people say unlikely, but God is the author of all things, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, y'all, man, let me know what y'all think, let me know. And then till next time, peace.